My name is Daniel Rios. I am the resource specialist at Ray Roberts Lake State Park. When monitoring wetlands, it's not only important to know what's in the wetland, but also what's around it to really tell you the health of that wetland. So we could put a nice tree camera up high on this one to get some footage of any animals coming up this game trail here. We'll put it up high, so hopefully the raccoons don't steal my cameras this time. We're actually going to go out and start cutting out some mesquites out of our prairies. As the resource specialist, my team and I, we do a lot of natural restoration type projects. So we do prairie restoration and forest management as well as wetland monitoring. We'll go through an area and we try to restore prairies and forests back to what they originally looked like before invasive species were introduced to this area. And if we don't take them out, they'll continue to spread and they'll take over the area completely. Things like deer will kind of avoid this area because they won't be able to get through here. The resource team and I do a lot of conservation, preservation, and restoration. One of the ways we can kind of determine if an area is healthy or if it needs some type of restoration is actually the types of animals that are in it. In our wetlands, we have quite a few beavers, and beavers are a keystone species. If we have lots of beavers, then we know that that wetland ecosystem is very healthy because they're the ones that build and maintain that ecosystem. And so without them, those dams will break and the water will be released. All the other animals that are living in that ecosystem will die off. We use a lot of trail cameras here, and it kind of just helps us monitor the types of species we have because that helps us determine if what we're doing is working. If we restore an area where we're trying to get more turkey and quail into that area, we put some game cameras out and we get a lot of turkey and quail in that area, we know that we were successful in those efforts. When we're out placing cameras, there's certain things we look for. One of them is tracks. So here's some deer tracks, and it seems like it's leading through a very distinctive game trail going across here. We have all our special trails here for the hiking trails and biking trails, but kind of animals make their own little trails. A lot of times we'll just kind of follow those to see where they go. Another thing we look for if it's rutting season is marks on the tree where the deer have actually kind of tried rubbing the felt off of their antlers. Right here, this tree right here, those are actually the rut marks I was talking about. When we're looking for beavers, one thing we'll look for is dams that they've built, which is a collection of sticks, mud, and rocks that they've kind of built up in an area to flood the ground behind it. So here's a good sign that there are active beavers around here doing what beavers do, which is eating trees with those giant yellow teeth that you see. We use 3 different types of containers or stands for it. So in a grassland area, if we're trying to monitor that, we'll use actual tall stands so we can see over the grasses, so we can see like the deer moving through. If we're in a forested area, we have attachments for trees. And then for kind of our wetlands and other areas where we want to get some smaller animals, so like your beavers and otters, we actually have ammo boxes that we've kind of changed into containers for these game cameras. This ammo box we actually kind of built ourselves. It was just a cheap $5 ammo box that we drilled some holes in. And that is so we could actually put it down lower and attach it to a tree because we have had several cameras get stolen by animals around here, especially raccoons. We're not only just looking to see what species are there, we're also looking to see if they're healthy. Chronic wasting disease within deer is kind of a big problem. And so if we can record our deer, because we can't just walk up to our deer and check them like a vet does, We'll record them, and then we'll see if they have any signs of chronic wasting disease, so the chronic wasting disease doesn't spread to other deer. One of the most exciting species that we've actually got are beavers and our otters. We've never actually seen beavers here. We've seen signs of them, but we've never actually seen them until we started doing kind of some studies down in our wetlands. With that study, we actually started capturing video of otters, because otters really weren't known to be within this area. The very first clip we ever got was just this otter that kind of walked up and just looked at the camera and then just turned around and walked away. We enjoy putting out the cameras because we actually get to see all these animals and what they're doing in their natural environment.